Hey everybody. Here we are tonight at Live Talk Forum with Rene MacDonald for Facebook and for our shopping center here in Virginia Beach, the Institute for Christ Consciousness and the Copper Dragon. We're going to do our Live Talk Forum show, and Merry Christmas to everybody. Hopefully you'll be tuning in, and if not, we'll get to see you next week. But we're going to do our usual show with me, and you can call in. You can come here live in person, as well as you can ask questions here on Facebook. Oh, I see everybody starting to pop up. Hi, everybody. Merry Christmas. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. I got my tea. I have my mom visiting today. I have my kids, the people who are our usual people here at the shopping center who come in every day in person and to our classes. I hope you guys had a great holiday. It's fantastic to see you. Thanks for being here. Tonight, I was thinking that, or feeling with spirit, that we would be talking about psychometry. Psychometry being, what is psychometry? A lot of people say to me, well, psychometry is when you tap into an object or you feel the energy of the object and you read the object, right? Let me see how the best way to say this would be. You read the object to get what you can from it as to why your soul chose this item for you, whether it comes from somebody else, whether you buy it for yourself. There's a reason that we buy and do everything that we do, right? We purchase certain things. So psychometry is just another art form of kind of being a psychic or working with God or love to read into things and learn about things with gifts and tools, open doorways, love energy magic, to learn about things, to get messages from spirit, God, universe, angels, right? So these are all different ways also to learn about you. They can talk about, you can pick up past lifetimes, you can pick up soul agreements in there. So psychometry, just like we talked, I think we talked about last week, how I have certain jewelry and things. I have them here. But like for example, this little guy here, he's got turquoise in it and gold, right? I don't know if you guys can see that really close, right? But this little pendant that I picked up was in my shop the other day, and Universe, God, Love told me basically to put that on. Why? Right? Because this is about changing the world. This is about the new world, right? This is about Native American heritage. This is about gold, being on top of your game, and stepping into your dreams, your greatest life, right? All the things that I ask God for, this helps me to do and create those things in my reality. It doesn't do it for me. It assists me in the energy here in Earth World, because everything in Earth World is physical and metaphysical, and they go together. It's all energy, right? Because as long as we're in this dimension, we cannot ignore Earth World. So tonight, we're going to talk about all kinds of cool things like this, and I thought it'd be really cool for you guys to share what you got for Christmas, or what you got for other people. Maybe you hooked into spirit or love or God or your angels, and you heard your guide say, or your highest heart self say, get this for so-and-so because it does this. Or maybe you got something and you don't know why you love it. So tonight we're going to talk about the reasons you love what you love, just like why you wear what you wear, right? For example, Debbie Akers, who is our friend and associate here, right? She got me this awesome scarf, and what is it? It's a lion, right? She gave me this today, and it's a lion because I'm a lion person. Christ energy is lion energy, the king, right? Cool shit, right? Just neat stuff. So Debbie was able to tap into that, like she made me the mask that I showed you guys last week, the face mask with the lions, like way back when COVID began. She's always picking out beautiful, beautiful gifts from love, from her soul, and really an inner knowing, like your moon sign, right? Your subconscious soul picks out things that you know are best for people, whether you realize it or not, and for multiple reasons, right? So this lions do what? They live in a pride. So they have a soul family, right? Their family is super important to them. They have a territory, right? They stand together. They help each other, right? So, and this is some of those things. They protect each other. They're a big, strong, powerful cat, right? But as well as, if we talk about, what would you call it? Other worldly type stuff, all right? Like lion people or cat people or reptilian people, right? A lot of people know what I'm talking about from different dimensions and different galaxies, right? And lion energy is Christ energy, right? And Christ, that's part of the reason why Christ was king, right? So there's so many different gifts. Like with this scarf, this literally tells people, it's a power scarf, right? And it tells people who I am without even saying that, and all about me through what the lion is, what the lion does. You know what I'm saying? In not just in earth world, but metaphysically in different dimensions, and all the gifts that is lion. Plus, you can look into spirit animals through, their spirit animal books. You can look it up online, right? And you can read all about the lion, right? And if he's your spirit guide, right? So all of this is really part of psychometry. It's when you read items, you read energy, right? So when you go out there and you buy a gift for a person or something for yourself, it tells you infinite about the person. And even if you look at the lion, right? I don't know if this lion has it, but it looks like it's a close-up of his face. But a lion looks like he's got a mane down here. I don't know if you can see that, right? So he has wild hair. Like me, right? I got wild hair, right? So this just shows you different ways that you can connect with these things, and that they belong to those people, or their energies that relate to these people, that these people have in them, that are part of them from lifetimes, right? And that reside in their soul, in their heart space. Of course, there's positive things, and then there's things that aren't so positive, right? However, you have the power to change any energy that doesn't work for you, and you can create your reality, as we always talk about from love, right? Okay, so tonight this is what we're going to do. So I'd like everybody, this is a main chunk of what we're going to do. I'd like everybody to think about what they got for Christmas. If you can, I don't know if you can pop a picture up here. I don't really know that much about how it works, but I can have Jennifer see. Tonight I'm short a guy, my girl Rachel, she is in Maryland on holiday with her family in Maryland. And when something like this happens, it makes me realize how valuable all my people are, right? And all of us are, right? And that's why when we miss somebody, there's a reason for that. It's to help make us grateful for them. Yes.
Why don't we have them text the shop phone their pics?
Oh, that's a great idea. Jennifer came up with a great idea. And hold on one second. I had a couple people walk in. I think Molly came in. Hi, Molly. Thanks for coming. Madeline and Sophia, thank you too for coming. Yep, and I don't know if I thanked you, Dr. Steve, but thank you for coming too. And you too, Mom and Jennifer. And thank you, everybody, for all your support. You can donate to us via Venmo or PayPal. We usually put the link up. If you love what we do and you want to help us keep it going, right? Because the grand plan here is to help people and teach people higher knowing from love, to teach people enlightenment and how to live their greatest lives regardless of whatever comes your way. Whatever the collective is doing, this is what we will be doing, right? We'll be learning and teaching and growing and talking to God, talking to love all the time to live our greatest lives. So no matter what comes up, we will always have the greatest tools for that. Okay, this said, Jennifer had a great idea, right, Jen?
Okay.
Yeah, she's like, okay, thank you. Right? So Jennifer had a great idea. And her idea is to have everybody who wants to send a pic can text the shop phone, right? Then we can pull it up. Who has the shop phone? Do you have it?
I have it.
Okay, Jen has the shop phone. So then I can pull it up and show you the item. It's pretty cool, right? Couldn't I do that?
Yes.
I think so. Okay. All right. So Jen says yes. That would be a great plan. So if you can't send a pic here, you can try to describe it here, or you can send it to the shop phone. I'm going to give you the number right now. It's 757-559-8680, right? 559-8680. Yep. 757. It's in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Okay, so you can text a pic, or you know what? Can they do it on personal messenger too?
Sure.
How would they do that though? Through the Institute? We're just kind of ironing out the kinks, so bear with us. Institute.
I think it would be easiest if we just kept it in one method.
Okay. Jen says it might be easiest to just keep it one method. I was concerned about the clogging of the text, so I'm going to ask God to clear, heal, and change and be free of all that, and that it works out in the best way from love. And thank you, God, for that for us. Okay, so I hope you all had a great Christmas. If you can, think about your items. All because we are doing this does not mean that you can't ask other things and that we won't go on other directions of learning. I feel like this whole theme here of doing psychometry about your gifts or anything you want to talk about in reference to that. So let's say you got no gifts, all right? And if that happened, you could talk about whatever you want to talk about that you feel like you got for your soul, all about it, whatever that is that you want to investigate or look into, right? So you can do that, as well as, let's see, look into different things. But you can also do the gifts that you bought for somebody else, or something that you want into the future, and I'll tell you why you want that and what your soul is doing and why it's doing that, what it wants to connect with, what gifts and magic it brings to you, right? Or past lives about that, all this cool stuff. Oh, here's somebody else. Hi, Mark.
Hey,
glad you came. Merry Christmas. Glad you're here. Okay. So if you guys can get together and get that stuff together, and we're also going to do our usual readings. So if you have any questions about anything in Earth World that you want to do, in your life, if you want a 5-minute reading, we can do those. But I'm kind of thinking we should do the 5-minute reading thing for next year. What's coming for 2022? 2022 next weekend, like next Sunday, would be really cool. Like a prediction for the new year kind of thing. Maybe we'll do that kind of show. Thanks God for that for us for next week, So that said, also, we'll be asking, you can ask any questions you want. If you have a problem in your life, things that you need solutions for, we get all our answers from love energy in the purest form, Christ consciousness, highest knowing of love or God or universe. And we just ask and you shall receive. Anything I can do, you can do. So if you need solutions from universe, we will give you the slam dunk best one, as well as several others if you are not able to do that in the space of God that you're in. But again, anything I can do, you pray on it, you ask God for everything from love, and you know how to do it. And the best way for us and all, or something better. And thank you, God, for that for us. Also, if you don't see our whole shows, or you can't stay for the whole show, or you just want to watch it later, right? We have all the replays on my YouTube. If you haven't, please subscribe, because you can pick up the whole entire episode, the whole entire show from the YouTubes, okay? And that way you won't miss anything, and you can learn massive amounts. I'm sure you know where you guys wouldn't be here, right? So anyways, thank you all again for coming. I'm super grateful. Thank you, everybody here, too, for coming. I'm excited. I'm super excited. And also, so you can ask questions. We're going to do a regular question segment later. I thought we'd focus on the psychometry. If you guys can get your questions together, send the pics to the shop phone here. It's the Institute for Christ Consciousness, or the Copper Dragon. The number here is 757-559-8680. You can text in your pic, or you can describe it right here on Facebook, and we will do our best to work with God or love to get you the God's honest truth about all the information you need to know in this moment about your gift, and that's psychometry. Okay? All right. And thank you. All right. So you ready? What do we got?
The first question is from Jackie Bolton. It's a medical intuitive question. She said that she's 25 and she's dealt with digestive issues since she was 16, and she was diagnosed with severe gluten intolerance. So she cut out all gluten, and as of the past 2 years, she's made about 80% of the food preservative free. She was told by a specialist to take an acid reducer daily, and this has reduced bloating and discomfort and suffering in the mornings. She was having episodes where her stomach begins cramping suddenly, and she's in extreme pain for hours. So she runs to the restroom and feels like her lower abdomen is going to burst from how bloated and swollen it feels. She said she just had her 3rd episode of that this month alone, and this leads her to fast completely for a few days, and she's wondering if you have any insights.
Okay. This is complex. He said Jackie Bolton. Yeah, Jackie, this is really complex. I'm going to take a minute here, and I'm going to ask God for the God's honest truth, the best guidance, gifts, tools from love energy to assist you with what you got going on now. What they're telling me, just give me a few minutes. I'm going to sage and give them a moment to get me the information. I need the God's honest truth, God, about what the truth is for Jackie Bolton now, please, from love in the purest form. Best guidance, gifts, assistance, tools, everything we need, knowledge, wisdom, to help Jackie and assist Jackie with all of this, to help her be well. And thank you, God, for these gifts now, please, from love in the purest form in this reality, any reality and all that is. And thank you, God, for that for us. I'm saying this here now so that you guys can use these tools to help yourself into the future, because this is what I do. I just talk to universe, God, love all the time, whether I speak it out loud or not. This is what we do, okay? So, and this is how you're gonna, the best way for you to go about these things in your life, because whether the answers come through me or you go to other doctors or wherever you go for your answers, your heart, your soul, and your connection to God or love is what leads you there. Ask and you shall receive, right? Okay, so what's the God's honest truth here for Jackie, God? All right, and the other thing that I'll do a lot is I'll say, clear, heal, and change any and all blocks, and let us be free of anything that blocks us from getting the God's honest truth of what's going on with all this, and God's honest truth of all these answers for Jackie and all of us now. Clear, heal, and change all this in our souls and all we are, be, say, do, and create, and all that it is. And let us be happy no matter what information we get and with everything, and no matter what happens. And thank you, love, for that for us, because we release the attachments of us wanting to be well so bad. The more we stress, the more we want to be well, the more we're sick of being sick, the more we're like, fuck sickness, right? And the more sicker we become, right? Many times. And that's the nature of love or universal law. Okay, so all of this said, this is one of the things that I do, and I always ask God, love, with everything I ask, to be happy no matter what, and always for the God's honest truth. So there's no discrepancies about where this information is coming from, and then we talk to God or love with it. Okay, so right off the bat, Jackie, there's some tools that you can use. Does she say anything about what tools she's using now, like Earth World holistic stuff, like oils or anything, vitamins, herbs? Is she using anything in particular?
No, she just said she eats preservative-free food 80% of the time.
Yeah.
And she also said that the doctor put her on an acid reducer daily.
Okay. All right. You have a bunch of layers of things going on. The acid reducer, right? Now remember, any information that I give you here, I want you to check and make sure in your heart, feel in your heart, you make the choice for you. Check with your healthcare advisor. All right. So I'm not telling you to do anything. You have to pick and choose and make your own decisions for you from love. Okay. And that's for everything, right? In life, it is our responsibility to do us. Okay. So this said, what comes in is there's layers of things going on here. I feel like one thing that's going on is you're overloaded with toxins. Okay. And this is triggering digestive issues. And this is not that something that's gone on for 5 minutes. This has gone on and off. It's like a buildup throughout your life. The main core, the issue is in your digestion, but you wouldn't normally be allergic to all this stuff, but it's the chemicals in the stuff, and through years and years of this and not getting it out, that it accumulates, and then it causes you to be allergic to even more things, right? And this isn't just you, this is the nature of how it's working, but this is particular to you that God or love is telling me, okay? So it behooves you, and they're telling me to sit down and make a notebook of your whole entire diet. What does that mean? It's really easy. Just get a notebook and write, Monday I ate this and this and this, right? And anything that you know that's in those things, right? And then we can pinpoint anything else that has to come out of there. There is, however, some things that are coming in that at this time, now, that you shouldn't eat, right? It doesn't help you to eat those right now because they cause more inflammation. And when I give you this information, it doesn't mean that it's forever. It is for the right now, right? The now meaning in this moment now. These are the tools that will help you best and give you the wisdom that is best for you to know, right? To help you be well and to understand what is going on with you. I also get mold because mold came in. So check in your house, your ventilation system, because mold is one of the things that comes in. It doesn't come in as an overwhelming thing, but it does not help what's going on here. So doing air purification stuff and layers of different things to help your health, right? Sometimes it means driving somewhere different or not driving too much or sitting different or sleeping with a pillow between your legs, right? These are all things that help you in your health. It's not just about medicines. It's about all the things that you do that don't help you and aren't healthy for you. And this is for all of us, right? Sometimes our back will hurt because we sit a particular way or in a particular chair that doesn't support us, right? Just like shoes. Some of us need what do you say that? What's that word? Orthotics, right? Some of us don't, right? So what I'm picking up on is this is layers of stuff with the biggest intolerance, like you said, it is a wheat thing, but here's the deal. They sell us on these medicines and there's natural stuff to alkalize your system that is far better than these medicines for you, right? So you're gonna, at some point, you're going to come to a crossroads because the medicine is kind of part of the problem. All right. So I don't know how long you've been on it, but it feels like 2 to 3 months, like not a long time, or you switched up from one medicine to another with the doctor, because there's medicines or natural products that you can use, right? to help and assist you with this. Let's say one of them is Young Living Peppermint Oil, right? You can mix that with a light olive oil. You get a mug like this and you fill it up 2/3 of the way, and I get 17 to 23 drops for you, but make sure you don't have any allergies to that. How do you do that? Because what you're gonna do is you're gonna use it topically. In other words, on your skin. You're gonna dip your finger. You're going to dip your finger in there, use it topically on your skin, but not all over your body, right? Just on your tummy, because this will help immensely anytime you feel nauseous, sick to your stomach, diarrhea, the bloating, gas, can't crap, you name it. I know I'm direct, okay? But, I mean, really these things we need to address. Nobody likes to talk about the dirty, nasty, yucky stuff. However, when it comes to your health, you can't ignore the stuff, and you got to know what's going on and pay attention to it, because if we don't, then more problems happen, right? This said, you take that peppermint oil between 17 to 23 drops. You're going to fill your cup up with light olive oil or coconut oil. Either one of those is okay for you. They're telling me the angels are telling me they prefer the light olive oil for you, okay, over the coconut oil. It's more conducive to your energy and to your physical body. So they're saying you're going to pour 17, you're going to drop 17 to 23 drops in there. I'm really feeling 17 to start. Why do extra if you don't need it? I'm just going to look in my bag over here, though. I have a bag, and I think I might have an oil. Thanks God for me finding one of my oils in here. Anybody have an oil out there? That's one of those oils, or no? No? I'm just looking in here. Thanks God for an oil in here. I got it. Sorry for the delay here. All right, so this one is pine, right? So you're going to open it up, but the one that I want you to use is peppermint, okay? And then you would take drops, right? And you drop it in there, okay? Just little drops, and you count them out. And you do your light olive oil, right? You fill up your cup to like right here. And you're going to put a tin foil on top. Now, you can use a mason jar, but what you want is something that's opaque, that the oil isn't going to hit the sunlight or get hot. You want to keep it in a kind of controlled temperature-wise, like, anywhere from 50 to 70 or 75 degrees max to keep it good and best that it can be. Then you're going to dip your hand right in it like this, and you're going to go like this, and you're going to rub it on your tummy, right, all over your tummy, okay? This is going to help. I prefer you to use doTERRA or Young Living because you get what you pay for. You want a quality product, you buy the quality product, and it will last you a long time, because this mug will last you for a while. You can use it, you rub it on your tummy anytime you don't feel good, and this will at least help you to alleviate or work with the symptoms that you got going on as you do your diet journal and look into all of that. Your diet journal, write down all the foods that you have down there, because there's two different things that are going on that are really strong and powerful that are really affecting you right now. They're telling me berries, and normally I would say berries are great antioxidants for people, but right now they're not good for you, right? This doesn't mean forever, but at this time, they're telling me to tell you it behooves you to take a hiatus from anything, even though it's natural, like berries. Like I can't do coconut oil, right? I can't do milk thistle, right? That doesn't go good with my liver. Vitamin C also doesn't work super great for me. A lot of these things are contraindicative, right? That's a fancy word for it doesn't go with my body. It doesn't help me, right? In the same way, like, everybody out there totes milk thistle as a remedy, as one of the remedies for your liver, and that's not always true. All because it's holistic and natural doesn't mean it is what's best for you. But right now I'm picking up on, you're right about the chemicals. You're right about wheat stuff, right? But a lot of the wheat stuff is because it's not homemade, it's processed, it has junk in it we don't even know is in there, along with chemicals and garbage, and this makes it even more inflammation, okay? So they're telling me there's a big connection here for you with the wheat stuff and the berries and the chemicals, right? Right off the bat, go through your whole entire diet. They're also telling me milk. So now you have a whole bunch of different things, but again, it is not forever. Milk and dairy products are also aggravating this. They're telling me there's a lot of congestion or phlegm in your head after you drink milk, and this is all related to that, okay? Again, an air purifier for the air will absolutely help. We have these charcoal bags. Do we put any in here? Do you know? I thought we might have had charcoal bags.
I thought we did. Madeline, is there a charcoal bag back there?
All right, so they have what's called activated charcoal, and you can buy it in a bag at like Bed Bath & Beyond. I'm sure you can get it at Amazon. And you can put those bags to get the toxins out of the air. And you can like refresh them by leaving them in the sunlight. So this will also help you for the air quality in your home if you can't move out, all right? And look into alleviating any issues with mold or toxic air quality, because and also look into your plastics. Eat less on using plastics, okay? Anything plastic, anything chemical, anything styrofoam. Go for your glass and your old-fashioned old world products. All of these toxins and all these things are just piling on that are making you not be better and not be well, along with the medicine, right? I understand why you're taking the medicine you're taking, and those medicines are good, but let's give you other alternatives in the meantime. There's also, you can use, what comes in for you is a cell salt called Natmer, right? As well as this 2 different other cell salts, number 10 and 11, and they are sprays, right? These come in for you as well. Right? Well, this one's, my bag is dirty and I need somebody to clean it out. So I might have it like dirt and dust and garbage, but these are the cell salts I absolutely love. Now, different ones, these are sprays, right? So what they're telling me is especially for the digestion, you got 9, 10, 11, and 12, okay? And then there's something about a propensity for connective tissue disorders, so 1, 2, and 3, right? So it doesn't mean you use them all the time. When you get a hold of these things, you can also do them in tea pills. Does anybody have any of the cell salts in a tea pill? Did you guys bring any by any chance?
I did not.
Okay. Well, the cell salts also come in tea pills. A company named Highland makes them. There's other companies that do, and you can take them in through your mouth as well. And there's a whole protocol to use these things to help you both in the moment and over a course of time. Let's say 2 to 3 weeks, sometimes longer, sometimes less, sometimes you'll change it up. So for now, look into these things. We give you a pretty good protocol to start helping you to be better, right? So I would try to right now for the next, I would say, good month. Try to avoid the products that we talked about. And if you can, if you're comfortable enough with it and you like the peppermint, right, then I would wean off the medicine. Any kind of Earth World pharmaceutical, it behooves us whenever we can to look for an alternative to that, okay? Because that in its entirety isn't helping, right? The other thing that we do too is this fantastic, this is made by Costco. I think it's Kirkland alkaline water. This is really great for indigestion, right? It's alkaline water. It helps to alkalize the body, okay? So you can have a water purifying system. So what we're doing is we're giving you all these natural ways to help you get better or be well in the healthiest, best way. Again, it's going to be a process because this didn't happen overnight. So you start with one thing and then you gradually go into it over the next month, and then come back and see how you feel. Tell me how you're doing, right? If you have any kind of emergency, you can always PM me and I'll give you guidance from love, God, angels, right? As to where to go from here. Because there's always challenges in our healthcare, like just like today, with my stuff that I got going on with my health, I'm doing fine and then I get a bloody nose and I'm like, what the hell, So, sometimes these things, this is part of it. It's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And you'll have, symptoms like this. And sometimes, many times they're not a big deal, but they're never, ever, ever something that you shouldn't not be aware of or pay attention to, because everything that happens in your health tells you the truth about what's going on with you. And it's not in the way that they teach you in the medical world. It really isn't. It is in the way of higher knowing, right? By talking to God or love. They can say, hey, you have rheumatoid arthritis, or you have, another autoimmune disease, such as, scleroderma or variations of connective tissue disorders. These things are what they title and they give a name to, and they say you have an autoimmune disease. But really the truth of God is it's so infinite, and these are all just symptoms to let you know what's not working, what's working, right? And where you need to go for your best healing and the answers, right? So get a notebook, write down all your symptoms, whether it's eye twitching, I'm sick to my stomach, or I'm nauseous, or I have this going on. And then notice, is anyone else in my family sick? What is the history of my family? Because in this history of, like, let's say my mother and father, right? There's a propensity for their illnesses or variations of them to become mine, right? And this is for all of us. And in everything that we are, right? Let me just see here the best way to put this together. Like, from the beginning of the time that we came in as a child to present day now, when by now, usually when you hit your second natal moon return in astrology, you will usually get hit with, not necessarily all of us, if you take good care of yourself and you're aware of a lot of this, and a lot of us are, some of us aren't, depends on how much you exercise, because I kept saying to God, when I got really sick, why didn't this stuff happen to my dad? Because my dad was working outside all the time. He was exercising, he was busy. I sit on my ass a little too much, right? But that's part of it, being an intellectual, right? So I have to make sure that I get up and get out there and exercise and oxygenate. And this too would be good for you. But you start by walking. You start with, 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes a day. So, and these are all things that you incorporate, right? Drinking your water as well. Make sure you get enough hydration. That number 9 cell salt comes in really strong for you, because you're not retaining the water like you need to throughout your body, right? And that is nat myrrh, that number 9. It's fantastic if you have like dry eyes, what I mean? Dry eyes, dry mouth, right? Digestive issues like this. This is all related to that. So your body has a hard time retaining fluid in it. Okay. So, but all of these things come together, and you'll notice the reason I said from the beginning of the time that you come in to present day now, right? By the time you hit your natal moon return is when you usually start to experience a downfall in your health. And people say, oh, well, I'm just getting old. No, that's not really the truth of it. The better care you take of you, everything is designed to help and assist you, right? So it just means that it's time that you need to pay attention to these things so you can be well and continue to be well, and you address everything that's coming along, right? And if we all look for different ways as the new world is coming, and we talk to God, right, or talk to love, then all the answers will come in that we need. Because the truth is, when we came in from the beginning, the secret is already in there in your body, right? So I remember when I was growing up, I'd get like disc cramp, or I'd get like some weird like blood vessel that would like explode in my leg and really hurt, or I'd get like numbness in my arm, or burning over here, and it would only be for like a moment here and there, and I'd be like, oh, I don't even know what that is. And I never really thought about it. And then now that I'm in this space with God, right? Universe, God, love, and the angels in my soul is showing me. They're showing me all these things that my father had that are related to what I have, right? And I'm going, wow. Because it's like boom, 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 right? I remember sleeping in a hotel with him one time, and he had the sheets on his whole body, right? And he had them on his feet. And he said to me, Lynn, the sheets are hurting my feet. Could you please take the sheets off of my feet? And I was like, what? But now I know why. Because this was information that I was going to need years to come into the future to understand what I need for my healing. And now I can relate to where the hell this comes from. But when you're young, you don't think about it. You're like, well, that's just the way I am, and that's my DNA, or my eye twitches, or I'm always itching over here. I have a weird bump over here that comes and goes, and you think, oh, wow. But really, this is your body telling you where it has deficits, all right? Both physically, mentally, spiritually, energetically, and in all ways, okay? And this is for all of us, and this is what they don't do in mainstream healthcare, and this is where we're moving to a new way of healthcare. It doesn't mean we're throwing away all the old things, right? There's truth and great things in everything as long as we come from love. But right now in the world, it's kind of like Armageddon, and everything's falling apart and broken. This is why it's now so much more important now to go to God, or go to universe, or go to love than ever before for the answers, right? Because the truth is that you prayed on this, you asked God for help, and this is why this is happening. So universe is giving you guidance and assistance to help you now, right? So and it's not because of me, really, it's because you asked God for this. So whether it comes through me or your doctor or somebody else, wherever it comes from, right? Your soul called it in, because it's ask and you shall receive. So start here with these things. If there's any confusion about what I'm talking about, personal message me. That's the best way to get through to me on my phone, because my phone is like crazy. Sometimes I don't get text pictures. That's why I was like, oh, freaking out about texts. But sometimes I don't get texts or calls for days, and people be like, you're not answering my call. And I'm like, I never got your call. So in these Uranian times, Uranus, right, governs the electricity, governs technology, right? Electricity governs surprises and, a lot of different stuff that, the nervous system is part of it, right? So this is why these things are happening today. my phone is going to be more toxic than ever, and technology gives us problems and all kinds of crazy stuff, you know. So that said, this is a really great start for you. Get your journal notebook out. You can always send it to me, or you can talk to me next week, and as you make these changes, you will start to feel better instantly and right away. Okay. And if you need to know what to use or how to use, and exactly when you get all these things as you're working towards this, or any questions, like I said, PM me. Okay. We're here to help each other. Okay. All right. Thanks. All right, who's next?
Okay, Nikki Opper's mom gave her this singing bowl.
Her mother gave it to her?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to show you guys for a minute. Can you see this? It's Nikki Opper's mom. I don't know if I can see it without getting the reflections all in here, but this is a singing bowl that her mother gave her, right? It wasn't from this Christmas, is it?
She didn't specify. I believe it's this Christmas.
Is it this Christmas? All right, because I'm feeling like the mother is the great grandmother who passed away, but it may not be. All right, but you're saying that is this a Christmas present from today? If you can answer that, please do. That would be great. Okay, the first thing that comes in with this bowl is music to your ears. All right, it's crazy because it has gold in it, right? It has all this gold on the top. It's a gold singing bowl. I don't know if you can see from there, right? It has gold all on the top. Gold is, you know, your highest standard, the gold standard. And what's funny about this is this helps you call in more beautiful things. And if I know you, Debbie Opper, this is Nikki Opper's mom?
Yes, and she said she got it from this Christmas.
Okay, so from this Christmas, from her mom? Because yes. I know Nikki always talks about her grandmother. Who is the grandmother then? Ask if you couldn't ask Nikki, because there's some kind of connection to her with this. That's why she's coming in. So there's also connection to that great grandmother, or that wouldn't be coming in. That's why I'm picking up that it was from her. Okay. So I wouldn't pick it up if she's not involved in it. Right. So just to let you know. So sometimes people go, oh, well, that's not who it's from, and they're dead and they couldn't have given it to me this Christmas. It's not in the way that we think, people. Right. It's infinite. It's infinite. Right. So if I'm picking up on something from God or love, I have to say, okay, what's really going on here, God? What's the God's honest truth? What, you know, about everything that all the messages, all the information that I'm getting. Right. Okay. So this bowl is golden, it's beautiful, it's warm, it brings warm healing energy, and it's gold, so it's top of the line. And what's crazy is, Debbie Opper, you love beautiful things. You like a life of luxury, so does Nikki, right? You guys like nice things. And it's okay to like nice things, and this bowl helps to bring those in for you. It also brings top of the line healing, okay? Because even though Nicole, you might want to punch me for this. Even though your grandmother, or the one that we speak of, the one that was passed over, she's fucking crazy, right? But she's super, super gifted, high-end Christ energy or high-end love energy consciousness, right? She has a hand in this as well. Okay, that's also why it's gold. You know, like what did they bring to on Christmas Day? The wise men bought gold and silver and frankincense and myrrh, right? And all the top of beautiful things. So this is about healing. This is about beautiful energy. This is about abundance. And if you look at it, it has this dark blue on there, right? It has dark blue and light blue on this, and like a lighter blue or a white, right? That's about emotional energy. That's about healing, all right? And this is about healing at an emotional level with this bowl, right? Ooh, see, sorry about that. Just kind of went away. All right, there it is. All right, so if you can see, the bottom part has that little blue pillow, right? So this bowl is for healing at a high-end level, and emotional healing, which is also hooked into astrology, which is part of what we're doing in these times, is we're massively releasing the emotional stuff that makes us sick. And also, the girl I was just speaking with, what was her name one more time? Jackie. It behooves you. You don't have to do anything. It behooves you to start doing metaphysical work on your soul. I feel like you already are, right? And to really look into the emotional stuff for you that's toxic, because everything emotional, right, is somewhere stored in us, whether it's in our body somewhere physically, in our energetic field, but it is or manifests in our reality. Every single thing is a habit, pattern, belief, emotional consciousness, or energy, all of this, right? And these are the things that make difficult things happen in our lives and can make us sick as well, right? So and that's basically what's happening to me with this crazy finger that's like purple, and I'm having these hard times because it, and this is wild because Uranus is the energy of disconnect, right? I was reading some stuff the other day because God guides me. I'm like, why is this happening, God? What is going on over here? Why am I having this? And then they're like, well, here's what's going on. And boom, it pops up that Uranus is one of those signs that helps you disconnect from your emotions. While it's great a lot of times in a healthy space of me doing my work, that energy has to go somewhere. So boom, Capricorn moon, and it lands in my body, right? So I am now releasing massive amounts of emotional shit, and I'm doing and wording and energetically saying my spiritual work or my prayer work, right? I'm doing all this stuff to release this stuff, energy work, right? In my physical body, as well as doing supplements, vitamins, minerals, herbs, things like that, and detox stuff, right? To help me be well, okay? So, and to get my body to release these things from me, the toxic sickness. Because if we don't deal with our health in its entirety, at some point, like a cancer that we think is gone will then reemerge as something else or somewhere else, right? And we all know people, God forbid, that have had cancer who ended up, they thought they were in remission, then it went away, and the doctors did all this work, and now they live a healthy lifestyle, but yet the cancer comes back, and then they pass away from it, or they get even sicker, or they have 2 or 3 bouts with it. Why? Because more often than not, cancer, the sickness of cancer, is associated when we give too much. Same thing with autoimmune diseases. When we give way too much to other people at the expense of ourselves, and it's not a positive, healthy energy exchange. You can only give so much before you got what? Nothing, right? Can't give from an empty cup. That's like why when with the shot shit, when they start talking about the shot and they say, oh, well, you have to get the shot so that somebody's grandmother won't die. Well, guess what? If you don't take care of you and you get the shot, then you die or you get really sick, then there is no you, right? So none of that shit about the other person's grandmother even fucking matters, because it's their soul that chooses what it does. Nobody is trying to make anybody ill here, right? But the bottom line is they're not, we're really not, right? But the bottom line is sickness, right, is in everything, right? If we are unwell in our souls, and if we don't address these things, right, and we can't do things at the expense of ourselves, we can't get the shot to save somebody else. That's not how it works, right? I'm responsible for me. You're responsible for you. And even if I tell you shit on this show, it's ultimately up to you to do it or not. You make that choice, not me. I am not responsible for your choice. You are. I can guide and assist you from love. And what do I say? I always say, ask love, ask God for the God's honest truth. Is this what I should be doing, God? Is this what I should be doing, love, right? And you can also, like they do in Earthworld, research it in Earthworld, check it out so you cover all your bases, both Earthworld and metaphysical, multidimensional, okay? All right, so because we are in this Earthworld reality, this said, you can't get the shot for somebody else. Just like you can't sacrifice your life for somebody else, right? If you're taking care of somebody to the extent that you don't have a life and you're really sick and you're miserable doing it, you shouldn't be doing it. There's a reason you're miserable. Because when you do things from love and it's all in your heart and you're guided by this, everything flows and there is no toxic. But that's also why you pray on everything. Ask love for everything you need. The best ways to care for somebody, the best ways to be well, the best ways to do everything in your life from love. Thanks God for that for us, right? Okay, so back to our singing bowl. I'm going to ask God what else here comes in. Oh, this is pretty wild for you, Debbie Opper, because there's something about you going now on a sound healing journey with this bowl, guided by your ancestors, all right? What does that mean? It means from past lifetimes, energies that are around you, spiritual people, beings that are connected to you from lifetimes, and they're guiding you in this direction because you really are a super powerful healer, as is your daughter. And singing bowls are totally about energy healing. They're about sound healing, right? And just like we did a little exercise last week, or it wasn't little, right? We talked about how you can listen to music and heal yourself through music, especially emotionally and in all ways, right? So if you didn't see that episode from last week, or you didn't see and watch it here, it's on my YouTube. You can check it out there. So this comes in as you're going to go down a new healing path and explore different avenues with this. I feel like Nicole might even steal it from you for a little bit. But this brings in abundance. It brings in emotional healing. It brings in a new pathway to your spiritual journey, as well as connects you to the past lifetimes of many, many gifts, which you're going to start opening up as you go down this journey, if you so choose. Again, you don't have to do any of it, because ultimately it's free will. You do what you feel in your heart, and let your heart guide you. All right. And if you don't know what to do, ask God that you do. Ask love that you do what is best for you from love, and follow your heart and live your soul's journey. Right. Okay. From love. All right. And thank you, God, for that for us. Okay. I'm going to pass this back to Jen here. And let me just ask, anybody else in the audience get anything special that they want to know about before I get the next question here? Okay. Sophia has something. What you got, girl? Do you have a pick? Oh, she bought the item. Oh.
Jackie says thank you very much, and she's going to do all the recommendations that you said. And Nikki said that her grandmother is Barbara, and that she always loved music boxes.
Oh, cool. See, that's super cool. Did everybody hear that? Just say yes if you heard it. I hope you heard it. Jennifer was telling me what Nikki shared with us about the readings that we just did, or the guidance we just got. Okay, this is a gift that Sophia got for holiday, right? If you can see it here, it's really pretty. It's this little necklace. It feels like it came from the antique mall, did it? Yeah, and it did come from the antique mall. It has red and green, little red and green flowers. I don't know if you guys can see it. Okay, and it feels like it's either sterling silver or sterling silver coated. Interesting enough, it has a green emerald in there, right? And as soon as I looked at that emerald, I saw you in a green velvet dress. Did you ever? I don't know if you ever saw. Is it Scarlett O'Hara? And she has that dress. And she's trying to impress Rhett Butler, right? And she wears that green dress, and they made it out of curtains and shit. And Rhett looks at her hands, and he's like, "Oh, these are not, wealthy hands. These are hands that work in the field, right?" And she tries to bullshit him, because she's all about herself and money. All right, but it goes beyond that, the whole story. Anyways, I got a vision of you in this beautiful green dress like that, looking out the window, right? And this goes back to Russian lifetimes, okay? And that's what this is. This is also why your friend Molly gave this to you, because you both have a connection. Molly's in the back like, "Oh, I'm back here," yeah. So it has a connection with you and her to those lifetimes. All right, God. The God's honest truth, more information, all the information that we need from this. This is also about healing. This is about allowing yourself to step into beautiful things, allowing yourself to have, like that beautiful green dress, and having abundance and having a great life, and being truly okay with that. Does that make sense to you? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And green is emeralds, right? So we have emerald in here, and the emerald, is like gold, it's like silver, it's precious stones, right? So these things like gold, silver, emeralds, precious stones, this is about money from the beginning of time. It's in alignment with what you call God's money, right? So, because these are the gifts that people, just like frankincense and myrrh, that people through centuries, right, have given and have retained their value. You see, so an emerald is and it's green, it's the color of money, and it's very rich and has a lot of character. That's beautiful green, that deep in-depth green. This tells me huge amounts about you, because you are like that. You are in depth. You have great character. There's many layers of who you are, and many layers intellectually, spiritually, and as a healer. As a healer, they're telling me. Pretty cool, right? And then the beautiful flowers are you accepting like are for you to accept elegance. Again, beautiful things. When I see them, I could close my eyes, or I get a vision of, you know how they have beautiful old world gardens in kingdoms. Like if you went to who's the princess and who's the English people? What is the prince?
Princess
Charles and.
Oh.
Diana and Charles, right? And that the kingdom in England, right? I'm sure they have gardens there, those beautiful old world gardens, right? Or like botanical gardens, but just even more beautiful because there's a hierarchy or a royalty that is like almost like a perfectionist. And this isn't about really being an elitist. That's not what this is about. This is about living lifetimes with nothing, and where we cannot get past. I don't want to cry, where we cannot get past having nothing for ourselves and being okay with that. This is like, woo. So this is helping to allow or create you to heal that. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah, because, I had a reading once with somebody a long time ago, and one of the things that they said to me is they said, your one daughter is going to be super, super, super wealthy, and she's going to have massive amounts of money. And I was like, wow. I said, well, that's great. He said to me, that's great if she can allow herself to have that. And I was like, right? Because if we can't allow ourselves to have nice things, then we cannot, crazy shit, right? So anyway, so here's your bracelet. Again, there's red. Green is about abundance. Orange is about passion, fire energy. Red stones, this is about life force energy. I believe those are red stones in there. Oh, and it's like a dark, deep burgundy, right? But it's almost like a brown too, and connecting to earth world money as well. Okay, but also life force energy, passion, right? So this is a bracelet of lots of different healing, but from lifetimes, right? So I just want to give that to you. And to give you an idea of what I'm talking about, when Sophia was younger, I remember she was like about 4 years old, and we sat at the table and we would have like dinner, and I'd say, Sophia, what do you want to have for your birthday? And she'd be like, I don't know, it doesn't matter, nothing matters. I'd be like, well, do you want this? And she's 4 years old, mind you, right? No, I don't want that. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Get me whatever you want. I'm like, what? Who says that? Get me whatever you want at 4 years old for your birthday. I'm like, do you want balloons for your birthday? She's like, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Mom, it doesn't matter. And then I would put out her food, right? I'd put everybody's food. I'd be like, okay, Sophia, you get the cake. And she'd be like, give it to this person, give it to that person, give it to everybody but me last, right? This is the kind of shit that we carry in our souls for lifetimes, right? And when you're 4 years old and your kid is like, it doesn't matter if I have a party, and can't really get excited about things because they're so used to having nothing for lifetimes, right? Because you got to say to yourself, what kid isn't excited about a party, doesn't want gifts, gives everything to everybody else, wants nothing from herself, and then says to me when I give her like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, thank you, Mom, I'm so grateful for this food. And that's how she's always been. And I'm like, what the hell is going on in this kid, right? Because it tells you the truth through her actions and everything she is about her past and who she is and the energy of having nothing that she carries with her. But this affects her whole entire life if she doesn't heal it. And this little bracelet that we just showed you, right, is part of this journey for her in her healing. Amazing shit. I mean, there's nothing in this reality that isn't a gift from God or a message, a tool filled with magic, filled with love and everything to help us be our greatest selves and live our greatest lives, right? Okay. All right. So you good?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any questions with that? Okay, we're going to take another internet question, if you're good with that.
Yeah, it's actually an internet question from last week, but it ties into, you brought up the music again and the healing with the music. Well, Kelly McGrail Westling asked, what if you don't have any childhood songs that stir up uncomfortable feelings?
You don't have to have that. So I hope you guys, did you hear that question? It's a question from last week. I think Kelly, who?
Kelly McGrail Westling.
Kelly McGrill Westling said from last week, she had a question about how if you do the music energy work that we recommended in last week, her question was, what if you don't have any songs that you connect with, right?
Yeah.
Anything else with that?
No, just that what if none of them stir up uncomfortable feelings?
Okay. If that, it really doesn't matter if that happens or not. Right? You don't have to cry to release stuff. There's so much stuff in us, right? Like if you look at my crazy ass finger, right? There's so much stuff in us that's energetic that we don't even know is happening, right? We've talked about this, right? Like my daughter, giving all her food away at 4 years old, not wanting a party, not wanting to trick or treat. And I'd be like, what the hell? There's something wrong here, right? This energy is in her, whether I want to acknowledge it or not. That's energy that's in her that runs on a subconscious level. And this is why she does this, right? Just like if I go to a bar and this woman says to me, and we've talked about this, right? Let's say I sit next to a gentleman and I'm with two of my girlfriends, but this woman comes over to me and says, stay the hell away from my husband. And I'm like, what are you talking about, right? Well, she's reading my energy on a subconscious level that she thinks I'm going to get with her husband, right? So it's an energy, whether we realize it or not, that we're sending out there, right? So it is an energy we send out there. So when you do the energy work, the same is true with that. I do so much work, right? And a lot of people be like, oh my God, I feel so much better right afterwards. And then sometimes, right, Molly attests to this, sometimes Molly walks out and she's like, nah, it was all right. Or I can feel, she doesn't say that, right? But I know it because I read energy, right? So I'm like, she can't feel it or isn't feeling it right now, but it may hit her in a few days as it exits, as it leaves, right? And so much is subconscious. We don't even know we're doing it. And that's why astrology is so magnificent, because it can bring us to those actual energies and habits and patterns and beliefs that we have in us that will literally be like, oh, you're an exhibitionist when you have sex, or you read about, like, let's say Pluto moon, right? You constantly sleep with your brother's wife, or and it'll say crazy shit like that, and you'd be like, whoa. I felt like that sometimes, or you may not connect with that at all because something else in the astrology changes that, right? But that also could be a subconscious underlying energy in you. If it's in your chart, it's in there somewhere. Right? So, but as you do the work, you release it. So then later on down the road, let's say you worked on that 1 year, 2-3 years down the road, you realize, you don't have that anymore. And you read it in your chart. And you're like, well, I don't relate to that at all. This is fucked up and this is wrong. Well, not really, because the energy work was done on that, right? So it's never, the percentage, it's not never, but it is very rarely in the way that we think in Earth world. It's really 2 to 3, maximum amount, 7 to 10%. At any given time, and usually it's like 2, right? So it's such a short amount, right? And it does change, right? It does change and fluctuate depending on everything that's going on in ourselves and in Earth world. And but Earth world stuff tends to manifest right away, like wanting a glass of milk or a cup of tea, right? It tends, Earth world stuff manifests depending on the simpler things, right? Than on the more complex stuff, right? So when we talk about your question, it's Kelly, right?
Yes.
All right. So when we talk about your question, Kelly, it doesn't matter. Do the work and it will be released, right? So, and look at different songs from the time you were born to present day and just go through it, right? There will be some stuff that you can connect to and some stuff that you won't. But also look at what your mother and father or whoever raised you listened to, right? Look at what they listened to. Because this too is another avenue for you to explore with this. Just like looking at their astrology charts or looking at their charts for your family lineage or your health of a line here in Earth world, right? Of your ancestral DNA that is in physical Earth world, right? You can look into that to get answers to your physical health, as well as, whether, let's say, you were married. Here's a really good example. You're married, you cheat on your husband with a neighbor, right? And then you find out that your mother did that, and that's how you came here. And then you find out that a generation before that, her mother did that. And then the mother before that did that. So it's energy, and it's in your family lineage, not just in the physical body health or in the spiritual. It's in all ways of behavior and things that manifest, because it's in the energy of that streamline of DNA that you signed into when you came in here and you picked and chose your family here or chose your family here in Earth world. Okay, so do the work regardless, and you may feel shifts in you. And if you don't, you can ask God that you do. Ask love that you do. Ask love that you get it. Ask love for all the releases. Ask love to be free of all the toxic within this time that is in you and these emotions, to release them, to heal them, and in the healthiest, best way from love for you. And thank you, God, for that for us. So you have the power to change everything and work with everything we say here and do this work and to create your greatest destiny. And this is for all of us. Yeah. Okay, so go ahead.
Casey Marie would love a $5 for next year. I know, she jumped the gun.
I know, right? Couldn't wait, huh? She wants to know what's going to happen for her for next year. Casey, there's something, and I don't want to sound rude or obnoxious or toxic, but there's something about getting rid of a husband next year. It may be that he's an ex-husband. It could be a husband that you have now. But I feel like it's somebody that you've wanted out of your life for a long time, or they have the energy of a husband, right? It could be from past lives to present day now. I feel like this is a very important thing that you have really asked God for, or wanted this to happen, just to be free of it, because there's too much drama, garbage, bullshit going on here that you just don't need, and it's not healthy. And that's what we're doing. We're cleaning up our relationships, but you don't have to do anything about it, like say, get out of my life. Just ask love to be free of it, and universe will move the things and create the things that you need to happen in earth world to make that happen, just like with us, right?
Lynn,
yeah.
She says that he's been gone, that she thinks it's her neighbor.
And that's why that came in as different things. Okay, yeah. Let me just ask. Yeah, what's funny is you were married to him 3 lifetimes ago. It's like you get rid of one and then another one comes in, which then that means that there's more work to do in you in relation to all of this, right? So the things that you can't stand about him or your ex, right? Look into those avenues for you. I'm sure you're doing your work. I've known you for a while now, right? I'm sure you're doing your work.
She says that it's her ex that was the neighbor, like literal ex.
Right.
In this life.
Right. But I also get 3 lifetimes. So this is a battle of lifetimes with this crap. Why would this happen? Because this happens because this is like the work that was supposed to be done lifetimes ago didn't kind of fully get completed. So when that happens, it happens over and over and over and over. Like me, I got like 5 exes and all that kinds of shit. I haven't had an ex or a partner in a long time, really. And there's a reason for that, because I will not be with anybody until my work is done, because I'm not going to put my energy into something that's toxic, right? So that said, there's work for you to do in all this. So he is tied in the physical earth world. Yep. And I do feel like he's going to be, oh my God, I just got like a vision. There's a possibility, and it doesn't mean that he's going to die. I don't feel like there's something about his house burning down. It's funny, but it's not really funny. Okay. But it's funny meaning universe showed me, God showed me a vision, right, in the moment of that. So there's a possibility of 57 to 73 to 78% of that happening, okay, into the new year. Because here's why. Because the guy is on fire with rage. On fire, right? So take a look at where like me and you are like that, you know. Where are we on fire with rage, or have rage going on in us, or anger, or in the healthiest, best spaces of that? So it does come in that universe is going to move these things out of your way, and then you're going to be like you're going to have like a nice little hiatus. It feels like by summer you'll be able to relax more without feeling like you're being watched or tormented or any of that, because that energy will be removed, right? Can't live next door to you if there's no house to live in. Anyways, it's kind of funny, you know, how God takes care of things. And it's never in any way really in a people earth world that we would say, oh, I want this to happen, but it always happens in the best way for the person's best journey, as in this case, this gentleman here, and for you as well, from love. Okay. So this is coming in. I feel like there's going to be hiatus around summertime, a time for you to like a big boulder lifted off of you, right? So you'll be able to relax and move forward. And then I feel like there's some new things coming in with fall by next fall. I feel like you're focusing on other things in Earth World and kind of like doing like things in your house to stock up and make sure that you have everything you need for your family and you, because while 2022 is going to be 2022 is a number 6 and a number 4 year, so it's going to be a 6 about humanitarian work and a 4 year is about completions, right? And it's square. So there's going to be some completions in this reality of the things that have been going on. So it's going to be interesting how that goes down. More humanitarian work and gurus and spiritual people are going to come into the woodwork. But remember, there's a lot of toxic shit going on out there. And this is Neptune and Pisces, delusional or illusion. Yeah, I guess it would be delusional. Yeah, it would be delusional. People without boundaries, people who don't know what the right thing is, right? The right thing not being the right thing in Earth World, the right thing from love or the best thing from love, okay? All right. So, and it feels like by next September, it'll be, I feel like a crisp fall season. They're giving me a vision of leaves blowing around and cooler air, a lovely, beautiful holiday season. And what's interesting is I feel like November is the number 11, which is the number 2. I feel like by November, believe it or not, I feel like you're going to be at a really good space and there's a propensity for a new partner to come in. Oh, I don't know if I should say that, but I did. All right, so some nice things are really coming. You know, again, it's getting through the storm, but let go of it and let God, because the more you hold on to wanting him to be, you know, gone, the longer he stays, you know. It's like what I call the Donald Trump syndrome. The more the people hated Donald Trump, the more he stayed president, right? Yeah. They're like, I hate Donald Trump. I fucking can't stand him. I said, well, if you just want good things for our country, why don't you just ask for that and let Donald Trump be the vehicle? And they're like, fuck you and Donald Trump, Lynn. And I'm like, no, fuck you. Right? So I know we've talked about that before, but what they don't realize is they curse me, they curse everybody else, they curse Donald Trump, right? That energy comes back and kicks their own ass. And then they wonder why they're sick and they have nothing and they're miserable, but yet they talk shit to people all the time and they're just nasty. Well, that's why the world is the way it is, right? Because people are not in their hearts. You don't got to do what I do. You just have to come from love and be decent, right? That's for all of us. Anyways, so pretty cool reading, I think. So don't be back next week. I'm just kidding. For your 2022, if you actually see if you got any more questions. All you guys can write down some questions too. So this was great, Casey, and I was just playing with you, girl.
Next week she'll send you the pic of her item.
Oh, okay. Yeah. She's going to reverse them. Okay. All right. So who's next?
Next we have Teresa Courtney Lloyd. Her oldest daughter, had a charcuterie board handmade for her with these awesome spoon handles. They match her grandson's cabinet handles in his newly bought home. And from day one, she said when she rubs her hands across it, she feels peace and positive energy.
That's really cool. So ask them if they can hear you, okay? Because you do talk loud, which is great. So here is the item. If you guys can see it, I don't know if I'm holding it like that. Oh, small dilemma there. All right. So if you guys can see it, you know, it's a, what is it called?
It's a charcuterie board or a cutting board.
It's a cutting board, a charcuterie board, and it has like these little spoons on the side. It's absolutely beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. And who is it for? Her niece or her granddaughter?
Her oldest daughter had it made for her, is what I understood.
For Teresa?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So her oldest daughter had it made for Teresa. And you're saying, Teresa, that you rub your hands on it and you can feel, right? How beautiful the energy is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's because the craftsmanship in this is absolutely gorgeous. It's a beautiful. I don't know if you guys in the audience can see it. Can you see it? Is it still lit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And what's funny is you're really connecting. If you see, it's like layers, like in a tree. You're connecting. I don't know if you can see it. Try to get it. All right. It's you're really connecting with the layers, right? With the tree energy, right? Tree earth energy. So this is really healing. It's really grounding for you, but also it's connecting with the layers of your soul from lifetimes. And what's crazy is I saw you having a picture which I thought was really great on Facebook. Just like I swear it was like in the last 24 hours. of you, and I think it is your husband, kayaking. It was great. And you're like, Merry Christmas. And I thought that was really rocking. And this goes totally with that. It's connecting to the land. It's connecting to nature. So this really feels good. I'm just asking, it's also connecting you with elemental energy. It's magical. It's also connecting you with your cooking gifts. Okay. So you have elemental lifetimes. So it's connecting you with that energy of the land and the forest and the magic of the trees and nature. Is there anything else? I love the little spoons too on the side too. What's funny is what comes in there is the old world saying is what they're saying to me, and this you should be able to relate to. Something about spoon-fed, right? Being spoon-fed. It's kind of like, what do they say with cows? Is it corn-fed? Corn-fed the cow is? But anyways, it's about a luxury thing, right? like corn-fed or spoon-fed, right? It's about it's about having a good life and abundance, and it totally reflects in that, right? But there's a connection to that for you with this, in this as well. So this is going to help. This is going to be great for healing. Also, this has to do with your cooking and cooking with love from the layers of your soul. My mother does that. You know, she makes amazing food, and she does it with love. When you cook from love, the food is anything from love, right? Is in your heart. When you're in your heart. Right? It's so much better than anything else you could ever eat. The greatest restaurants are, and the greatest dinners that you have will be the ones that you made for other people and for yourself from love, because you love what you do. You love to cook. You love to do it. And this is just going to help you with that even more so. Is there anything else that Teresa needs to know with this? She, meaning, okay, she, angels, there's one particular angel in right here now talking to me. She's associated with Metatron. The layers of this, it just kind of threw me off here, because there was something else in this with the layers. Thank you, God, for bringing me back to that, where we were with this. Yeah. This is also about you connecting to the layers of this magic within your soul from lifetimes and elemental lifetimes. Oh, this is really cool shit. This is also telling you about, if you count the lines, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, is it 13, 14, 15, 19. So you have had 19 lifetimes and elemental lifetimes and connected to the earth. Okay, so this tells us, this is all ways that the universe answers our questions, right? And 19 is the number one is new beginnings, and 9 is also that, and endings, 19, right? And 2 is the number 2, which is about partnerships, partnership with God, all kinds of partnerships and relationships as well. So these things all come in for you. Anything else, God? And if you have any questions, girl, let me know. Any more questions? Nope. Connects you with antique old world energy. Tells me you're an old world soul. That's what the spoons also do, and it's a beautiful thing. It tells me that you love nice things. If you look in the picture too, there's a beautiful wood floor, not wood floor, but there's a beautiful stone floor. Looks like a really nice, I don't know if that's a refrigerator or something in the corner, but it looks like you have a beautiful home and you love nice things. And this, excuse me, is a reflection of that. So I don't know if you can see the stone floor in there, guys, but there's a stone floor. Very lovely. You love beautiful things, right? And this helps you connect with that, helps you bring that stuff in. And I think that's it for now.
She does say that she was gifted with the Indian name Willow by a native friend.
Okay.
And she asks, do you remember the old spoons that she found?
Mm-hmm. I do. I do remember those spoons. Okay. Anything else with this? And that's funny you say that. That's no accident that you said that, because we said anything else, and then universe answered the question, not through me, but through you. This connects you with Native American lifetimes, right? Because they so connect with the earth, and they understand the earth and earth world in such a uniquely amazing spiritual way that's so different, and so incredible and so magical. So this also helps you connect with that, and you answered that for us, cool shit, right? Ask and you shall receive, whether the answer comes from me or you, right? Or all of us, right? And anything. So cool shit. Okay. So I'm just going to take a minute and light some sage here. I'm going to pass that to Jem. Finished up my tea. Oh, get some pine. Ah, love that stuff. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of saging, get the energy, get an energy break here. So what time are we at, Jem?
It is 8:29.
8:29. We still got about another 30 minutes. Do we have a lot of people? Like with answering questions or asking?
There's a couple more that have sent their item.
Okay, cool. All right.
While you're lighting that, though, Sherry Sexton Walder has a sister who's in the hospital with COVID pneumonia, and she'd like you to send prayers and love.
You got it. And I'm sorry. Anytime, doesn't matter what the sickness is, anytime we're sick, it sucks for all of us, and it's heartbreaking in our physical human form, right? Nobody likes it when anybody's sick, so I'm sorry, and I'm going to send love and light and angels and healing energy, and if we all could, that's all the better. And ask, what I always say is ask love to do what's best for her and all, right? And thank you, God, for that for us, from love. Okay, thanks, Jen.
Yeah, Laura Rhino wishes you a Merry Christmas.
Oh, Laura Rhino, oh my God, it's been such a long time no see. God. Oh, yeah, I would love to see you. But in the meantime, thank you. Merry Christmas to you, too. And I see in the past, I've seen your grandbabies and stuff, and awesome. It looks like you're doing great and having a great life, and I'm happy for you and super, super glad. All right, so Merry Christmas. All right, what else you got?
So Nikki Opper, has been sick for a few days.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, her mom wants her to get a COVID test. It's severe muscle, joint pain, and fatigue. What comes in to help her?
You have your thieves oil, Nikki. Young Living essential oils. You could also do doTERRA. They have a one in doTERRA. I usually use Young Living and thieves oil. I think it's EIVES. Just like we talked about the peppermint earlier in our show, and just like I'm talking about the pine. The pine is really great to help keep the what is the word I'm looking for? Shot shedding, right? Helps clear the energy and keep stuff off of you energetically. Because pine is Christmas, is holiday, is Christ energy, right? Christmas tree, holiday, healing, protection, all right? Okay, and that said, what comes in, and this is why I have the pine here, right? And it's a fantastic smell. So, but for you, thieves, for your feet, are you using the mixture? I thought you had a mixture. I know that you usually get your mixtures and stuff from us, or you make them yourself. But yeah, this is a doozy. It's not COVID. But you can get a test if you want to. But the tests are really, it's all right, it's all bullshit. All right, but the bottom line is it's what you believe, right? So. If you want to get a test, you can. It's not necessary. I don't recommend it. I feel in my heart there is poisons and toxins and all the shit that they're doing, and their motives are not purest of heart, and it's toxic. So what I'm picking up for you, I feel like I feel like it's going to delay your trip. I know you wanted to come down here. I feel like it's going to delay your trip by 2 to 3 to 5 days. I feel like you got a form of flu, girl. You're feeling like really achy. When I get in your energy, you feel really achy. It behooves you to put that thieves mixture. Again, you get a mug like this, right? You fill it up to here. Thieves is an antiviral, right? It's a super powerful antiviral. It's a combination of essential oils, right? Now, this isn't that, right? But I'm just holding it up by Young Living. You're going to fill this up with 2/3 or 3/4 of the way with light olive oil. You're going to put, I get 23 to 24 drops of the thieves in there for you, and you just turn it and go 1, 2, 3, and you count it. They'll drop right out into your oil. You're going to mix it, and you're going to put it on the bottom of your feet. You're going to put it on your chest. You're going to put it on your back. Topical, okay? And you are going to rub that in 5 times a day, right? And if you haven't, you can also do your cell salts, right? Your number 4 and your number 10 cell salts are great for infections, right? To cleanse, right? Also, your traditional old world ways are good too. You need to get more rest. You need to not stress. It behooves you to not stress. That's that Uranus energy again. We're all stressing about money, about the banking system, about what's going to happen in the world on top of our everyday other stresses, and it's taken a toll on us. This is all Uranus energy, right? Uranus and Taurus transit, okay? But it's not all of that. It's all the other things going on in the transit and astrology as well. But you're going to put that thieves on like 5 times a day, and if your throat is bothering you also, you can put it on there. The mixture of the light olive oil with your thieves, all right? Combination, right? I don't know if any of you know the story about that, but I'll talk about that in a minute. You're gonna put that on, and this, you're gonna cut this down by this whole term of this should end in about 3 or 4 days, right? And you're gonna do chicken noodle soup. You're gonna rest. I know you're gonna have company, but you're gonna have to stay home for a bunch of days. And put it on your daughter, put it on your mom as well if they choose to. Okay, you can't tell anybody what to do, but this way it will prevent them. It will help to prevent them from getting sick, right? So as a preventive, right? In my family, when my kids were growing up especially, we would put it on the bottoms of our feet like 2 to 3 times a day, at least twice a day, once in the morning before they went to school and when they came home. And if we had a 2 to 3 week flu one time, and then we cut it down to like 3 or 4 days, and it wasn't nearly as bad as it would have been had we not done the thieves and the other things to take care of us, right? So they're telling me to tell you to stay warm, get lots of rest, chicken noodle soup, do the thieves, right? Don't eat things that are going to increase your blood sugar and be toxic, right? Sugars, wheats, pastas, that stuff is going to lower your immune system. You ever hear like bread flu and wheat flu? Those things, any sugar kind of garbage, chemicals, all that lowers your immune system, okay? That said, you'll wrap this up in 3 to 4 days, and I feel like you'll be able to come down here if you so choose. Now, you can also use the thieves internally in capsules, right? And but for now, I don't feel like you'll need that because it comes in for you that you might have some acid indigestion with stomach issues with that. So for now, I would just use it topically, okay? And again, not all essential oils can be used internally. A lot of them are aromatherapy as well to breathe it in, and then other ones are topical, all right? And then you like 98% of the time you want to use it with a carrier oil, okay? And if you can't sleep at night and you're congested, lift your pillow up, okay? Lift your pillow up, all right? If you start to get nauseous, they're telling me number 10 and a number 11 cell salt, but you also, the nausea, the peppermint oil, okay, on your tummy, okay? Let me see what else we got that would help you. I'm just thinking, what else, Scott? Anything else for Nikki? No, you're good. And if your mom and your daughter do it, then neither one of them will be sick either. And I feel like you're wondering where you got it, and I feel that you got it from a neighbor. You got it from a neighbor. You must have been like talking or bullshitting like with a neighbor, and they had people over kind of thing, and the germs are still there. So you'll know what I'm talking about. They're telling me. Okay. All right. So this should have you cleaned up, and you might be coming later than you think is what they're telling me. It would be better for you and everybody across the board. All right. But you do not have to go get a COVID test. This will bang it out. Even if it was COVID, if people know how to take care of themselves and they look into holistic medicines, right, you can improve your immune system. Huge, right? And you can fight it off with natural stuff, right? And also do your prayer work. Ask love to be free of it. Ask love to heal it. Ask love to find the things that are in your chart that are making you sick as well, right? You can always do that. But if you're too tired to do that, these are the ways to be free of it in Earth World. And usually when we get a virus, it's because someone is not hearing us. Metaphysically, someone is not hearing what we're saying, or we're not feeling heard. FYI. Okay. All right. And there's other techniques that I can teach you guys too about the virus thing. And I'm going to ask God that next time we talk about those as well. I think it's, maybe we'll talk about it right now. I'm feeling like we should. All right. So I used to work with a shaman way back when, and she was in Arizona. Her first name was Sarah. Amazing woman. I love her dearly. We had past lives together, but the thing about shamans is they can be a bit ornery. So, and this is where I learned so much of my gifts, right? Not just from her, but I worked with different spiritual people along the way. Ask and you shall receive, and the people that you need to meet with and work with and grow with, and everything you ask God for will come to you, right? You ask and you shall receive. So, back in the day, let me see. I worked with a shaman, and she told me many really cool techniques as well. You know, like some religions and some spiritual paths bring you mantras, meditation, right? There's a million different ways. Numerology, astrology. You know, whether it's church, religion, whatever you practice, there's different techniques and different ways to do things. So one of the things that she would teach me, she would do dowsing all the time, right? I don't know if many of you are familiar with dowsing, right? So dowsing is just a way. It's kind of like kinesiology. It's a way to work with energy to get the God's honest truth of answers of what's going on with you when you're sick, and if you need to go to the doctor, so you can answer the questions through the body or through the dowsing, right, to get the answers, right? Just like a pendulum, you can do the same thing. It's a variation of that, I feel like. Although she might punch me and say it's completely different, right? So anyways, but moving along. What was I going to say here? Thanks God for bringing me back to this with her. Where were we going with this? I was like in the zone with her and started laughing. Thank you God for bringing me back to this space. So information, any more information with this, they're going to bring in with and for me with this for you guys. But for now, I'm going to get back to Nikki. I think, Nikki, you're good with this for now. I know what it is here. See, Universe brought it right back in. She would give me these techniques that she learned. So she would say, I believe it was, you cover your left eye and you go in front of the mirror and you look right into your eye and you say, go away, virus, go away. And you do that like 4 or 5 times, and you do it a bunch of times throughout the day. I get 5, 6, 7, right? Or as many times as you feel, but I don't feel like you'll need to do that. And that will help to that energy, that whole way of doing that whole method, right, will help the virus to go away. Cool shit, right? So, you know, these are just all gifts and tools from shamans and different things that I learned spiritually all along my whole life path to help and assist you. And it really does work. That's the coolest shit, right? So it's just more tools and techniques to help us be our greatest self. So healing comes in everything, and it's not always in the way that we think, right? So that said, you're good to go, Nick. Good to go. All right. So what else we got?
Well, I just want to share. Teresa Courtney Lloyd said to put a cut onion in a bowl by your bed, and it draws in the bacteria.
Nice.
I thought that was neat. And
nice.
She also said that a slice of onion on the arch of your foot and wear socks.
Cool. Did you hear that, everybody? Look at Teresa Courtney Lloyd. She's got some really good techniques there, too, and I'm all about it. Please share, because this is all how we help each other, right? Like my mom came today and she started telling us about garlic, right? Using garlic in your ear with a cotton ball. You know what I mean? She said, you know, for ear infections, that what her family did in old world, you know, what used to be Czechoslovakia, right? We lived, or they lived, our ancestors are part of our family, right? They lived in a village outside of Prague, way back in early 1900s, right? And late 1800s. So, you know, as they had no doctors like in the way that, let's say, we do today, and they would have all old world natural healing abilities, right? And this is just some of that, right? You know, that we learn, just like using salt water, right? Using warm salt water to gargle with to get rid of a sore throat. Same kind of thing, you know. So Teresa Courtney Lloyd, thank you for these gifts about the onions and using them to help be well, you know. There's gifts in everything, you know, and the more we share and help each other, the greater the world we live in, you know. Okay, so who's next?
Wendy Hall.
Question? Oh, I was asking.
Excuse me.
Oh, sorry. I was just asking if I could get a reading on a necklace.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Do you want to come up and sit for a minute?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Sorry, we have somebody in our audience who wanted help or assistance or to have a reading on an object too. I'm sorry. What were you saying, Jen? If you wanna. Okay. Great. Cool.
And
Thanks.
It's like my family crest necklace, and I don't know if you want to look at.
Cool, thanks. All right, so Molly has her family crest, a necklace here. And then we're going to come back to what were you saying, to what you were saying in a minute. Is that cool?
Wendy Hall also sent the picture,
Okay.
so you're good.
Okay. Hi, Wendy. All right. So, all right, I'm just looking at this. Okay, so O'Callahan. All right, this is the family crest for Molly's family, okay? So I'm going to kind of show you guys that. I'm going to put it at an angle, and thanks God for everybody being able to see it. It's the top big one with the green, and you can see the writing on there. It almost tells you itself, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, with the energy, O'Callahan, coat of arms, family crest, and O'Callahan, family history, right? And then she has a... Oh, yeah, it is that. How do you like that? That's cool shit. Ah, that's wicked cool. All right, so she's got this really cool little necklace here that it has the coat of arms on it as well. If I can get this to stop, hold on a minute. I'm just going to kind of wrap it around my finger so I can get it to stop. See, I don't know if you can see it. It's hard for me to see from way back here. But it's the same thing. It's that little crest and the little, like, is that a horse or a dog on there? Oh, it's like a wolf or something, or a wolfhound. That would make sense. Irish wolfhound, duh. That's really cool. Yeah, that's what he feels like he is, a wolf or a wolfhound. It has that energy in it. Okay, and then there's the tree. Okay, so you want to read on this. Yeah, this goes back to Ireland, Irish lifetimes, a very strong heritage, a very strong family line of this. Royalty, coat of arms, you know, O'Callahan family history. Have you looked into all this?
I know it's a wolf, but I haven't really gone into it in detail.
Yeah, because in the green and the yellow, yeah, all of this. Oh. Do you want to code me?
Oh, 3.
Oh, I know. I got it. 3. All right. You guys don't go into Molly's phone. All right. Okay. So yeah, you can see there's the green, there's the tree. This is like old world Ireland. There's a lot of pride. There's a lot of royalty energy. There's a lot of lifetimes here within this, and it comes in through this as well. Where did you get this? Who did you
My
get?
dad got it in Ireland.
Okay. Yeah. That's neat. Is it silver?
Yes.
Yeah, it feels like it's sterling. I just dropped it. It feels like it's sterling silver. Hold on, I'm just kind of dropping it here. All right, God, what's the messages in this from Molly besides all of these things? Oh, this is hard. Hard meaning it figures, right? There is a lot of work to do in this family lineage of your father from lifetimes because you've had so many. And what's wild is that on the back here is the number 27.
Oh my goodness.
27 lifetimes. How wild is that? Right?
A 27 club, do you think that?
Oh, 27 Club. Don't talk about the 27 Club. No, this is about 27 lifetimes. I don't feel like that hooks you into that energy at all. The 2 and the 7 is the number 9, which is the end of cycles, the completion of cycles, so 27. So this tells you about all the lifetimes that behooves you to ask God to see or look into or whatever healing work you have to do in this within your soul. You know what I mean? So this definitely comes in. Forest and trees and warrior lifetimes, kingdom lifetimes, princess lifetimes, queen lifetimes, and then everybody's all-time favorite, the witch. Darkness lifetimes, right? But not all of that is dark. We carry magic with us from lifetimes, and it's all about our intent, right? What we feel in our hearts, and what we do with that energy. And this also has to do with, you know, healing with the father, healing with your father, right? Because your father, you said, gave you this, brought this back to you from Ireland, right? Yeah. And his lineage comes from there. Does your mom's too?
Yeah, my dad, I looked at his 23andMe last night. He's legitimately 100% Irish. I think Cork, and something else. My mom's Irish, Polish.
Yeah, I feel like your mom has Irish energy in her too. Yeah, I do. Anything else for Molly? No, they're telling me the biggest thing for you with this is pretty much everything we told you. But there's a lot of work to do spiritually between you and your dad. But really, it's not something that needs to be addressed literally with you and your dad. It's something, it could be, but you'll know when to do that by talking to God, or when not to and how to, right? But it's mainly about you healing you. Because if you change you, then you change this whole relationship out here. Do you see what I'm saying? You want to come get these? Thanks. Cool. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. Thanks. All right. So what do we got now?
Okay. We have Wendy Hall. She likes owls, and her daughter Kate got her these.
Oh, those are cool. Is this for this Christmas, Wendy, or this holiday? Because I feel like it is. All right. I feel like it is. I don't know. You guys can see the owls. Those two wooden. I think they're wooden. Are they? No, they're glass. They look like they're like glass. Like porcelain. Yeah. Interesting enough, there's a lot going on in this with the owls. There's an interesting energy about this, Wendy. Hi, Wendy. All right, let's see. There's an interesting energy about this.
She says they're ceramic.
Yeah, ceramic. Yeah. At first I thought they were wood. I saw the wood on the bottom, and then but I feel the energy, and it's that. All right. So what this comes from? All right. There's huge messages in this. This is about wisdom. Owl is a traditional standard in Earth world for wisdom, right? And wisdom trumps everything. Doesn't matter how intellectually smart you are, right? If you are not in your heart or governed by your heart, none of that matters, right? What's happening in the world today is a really good example, because if you're in your heart, you wouldn't be doing the toxic shit that they're doing, forced vaccinating, taking away your rights, socialism, communism, all that crap that's going on is not something people who are in the healthiest, best space of love or in their hearts would do. So this is about wisdom, right? What's really cool is it was a gift that came to you from your daughter, right? This is also their brown, their porcelain, right? This comes from your daughter, and this is about also your relationship with her. If you look at this, there's like a mama owl and like a baby owl. It's pretty cool shit, right? Your mama and your baby. Can you guys see that? Yeah. Right. And this is about healing your relationship with your daughter, whether either of you realize it or not. Right. It's about both of your healing together. All right. And it's funny because if you look at their eyes, they're a little crazy. Right. And this is about healing the crazy in both of you and the crazy when you get together. Right. I know it sounds nuts, right? But it's pretty cool. Right. And the reason they're glass or porcelain is because it's not necessarily that you have to smash them, but this is about smashing through those barriers, right? Smashing through this for your greatest healing. But it's all in wisdom. It's in your heart. Right. So this is about healing those relationships. This is about stepping into wisdom for lifetimes. This is about into the future. What's interesting too is this isn't just about you and her having a healthy relationship as a mom and daughter, right? There's those two owls again. I don't know if you can see them, right? One more time for the record. This is also about future generations to come. I know we talked a little bit about some people getting married, like your daughter, today. I feel like, there's some children to come, grandchildren, yeah. So, and this is connecting earth energy, connecting with your own inner wisdom. And this is about tapping into it from lifetimes as well, wisdom from lifetimes, okay? Anything else, God, for Wendy for this?
I don't know how she's going to know which one.
Okay. Got a small interruption there. All right. So I think that's it for this one. And if you have any questions, holler. Anything else on this, God, let me know. Here you go. And they also connect you with forest energy. for lifetimes, okay? Being in forest, being at home in the forest, being at home in nature. Owl is something you hear a lot of times when the forest is quiet. You'll see them too, and like when nobody's around, and they're out in the day too. You know what I mean? They're not just in the darkness; they're in the light too. There's plenty of times when I was younger, when I used to walk in the woods, and I would see an owl, and it would be really quiet, and where you would hear them. It's just magical, mysterious, and beautiful. You know, so that's a connecting with that energy, connecting with the land, connecting with it in you, healing in your soul, all of those great things, healing with your daughter, getting the crazy out of you. You got to go to wisdom to get that crazy out of you guys in that crazy relationship. I know all about that. You know, I have crazy relationships too. And I'm working on them too, right? But it's a good thing. This is the start of a really great new relationship and massive healing and great things to come. Okay? All right, Wendy, I love you, girl. And thanks for your donation too. Thank you. All right, so what you got?
Jessie May just wanted to say that she appreciates you for all that you do and for spreading positivity and awareness and guidance to the world. She said, you're such a beautiful human.
Oh, thank you, Jessie May. You're going to make me cry.
Right?
I fucking love you. Thank you. Thank you, girl. I so miss you, and I know we'll talk and get together soon. I see you've been so busy when I see you little pieces and stuff in your life, and thank you for all those kind words and for your great heart, too. You too, man. I'll never forget the first time I met you. It was like magic. And, you know, you were just as excited as I am about what I do, and very rarely do I meet people like that who are truly like that with their hearts, you know. And there was like a really strong, powerful connection, and I'm super grateful for that. And thank you. Thanks, girl. All right. So who's next?
All right. Casey Marie said she got this from her mother. I feel like there's a May on them one.
Oh my God, I fucking love these. Holy shit. Okay. I'm just going to kind of like make them a little bit bigger if I can. All three of them are just the two little bowls. I'm going to show you guys this. There's two little bowls there. Aren't they adorable? Oh my God, the cow is just incredible. I don't know if you can see it.
She says she loves them too.
Oh yeah,
I do too. They are super cute.
Yeah, it's connecting you with family and farm and earth and great past lifetimes. Everything from, I mean, if you see over here, there's another cow, there's a dog on it, there's a Christmas tree, there's farm. It looks like, I don't even know, that's a cow? Yeah, they're absolutely gorgeous. Oh, you got to tell us where you got them. I love them. Absolutely. I know you got them from your mom, right? But what's funny is this isn't unlike what the reading that I just gave to Wendy, right? You have a bigger bowl and a smaller bowl, if you can see that. And this is about healing, like mother-daughter, mother-child relationships, right? So this is about healing, and this is about stepping into our new great lives. If you look at the artwork, it's absolutely beautiful. It's just so beautiful, has a lovely energy to it, and you can really feel it. It's incredible, right? Has Christmas energy, just a Christmas tree, and then there's little Christmas trees or little pine trees in the back by the barn. It's filled with red heart energy from the barn, old world lifetimes. So this taps into all your greatest lifetimes from the past, right, to bring that to the present for both you and your mom. Really neat. Of all the lifetimes that you loved, whether they're on a farm and with animals and with Christmas trees and all great things. So you're tapping into that in your soul, and these bowls help you do that and will help to heal your relationship with your mom, anything you got going on with that and with your family, as well as step into your new happy family life, into the new world. So this is really nice stuff. Beautiful, beautiful. I fucking love them. I mean, look at that cow shit, man. It's beautiful. There's just such a beautiful energy here. And then if you look, everything in there is red. It's about being in your heart. It's about passion. It's about love, right? So there you go, girl. Good shit. Good stuff. All right.
She said pioneer women.
Oh yeah, pioneer women. Yes, yes.
I don't know if you noticed, but I feel like there's a little basset hound too in the one.
Oh my God, I think there is a basset hound. Yep. Yeah, there is a little basset hound. I have a basset hound. Her name is, see the little basset hound? It's not too clear, but you can see him. He's like right there. Yeah. And it's funny. And her name is Daisy May. Man, she's a fucking hoot. This is a basset hound, right? And this basset hound that we have is a dog that is really in touch with their emotions. They really have a lot to teach us about healing and letting our emotions out. You know, this is a dog that holds nothing back, right? She will come in. She wants something, like I'll call on the phone. I'll be like, "Oh, hi Daisy, hi Daisy," and my sister will be at home, and Daisy will know it's me, and she's the only one out of all my dogs that starts barking at me and knows that it's me. It's so fucking funny. They are so in tune, right? Isn't that right, guys? Crazy shit, right? Anybody who knows Daisy knows that, right? So, but also the funniest shit is Daisy is really, really in tune with her emotions. When she's angry and pissed off, she'll lay down and she'll turn her butt to you for days, or if she doesn't like what you're doing. Like every time I got a new dog, she'd put her ass towards me, right? And she would do it over and over and all day long and totally ignore me. Wouldn't come over for love. And then one time with the latest one, when we got Love, our other dog that we have, right? One of our other dogs, right? She came, literally, I was sitting, you know, on the couch, kind of like I'm doing today. And she came over and like sat on my feet, what I thought was sitting on my feet. I'm like, what are you doing? She pissed on my feet. I was like, you did not do that, because she was angry at me. Literally, that's what she did. She gets out her emotions, man. And you're just like, wow, thank you, God, for that gift for us in the healthiest, best way. Because when we retain our stuff and don't process or disconnect and don't heal it in the healthiest, best way, that's when we have some of our most challenging times, you know, and challenging physical times as well, sickness, and in our realities as well, you know. So Daisy, the basset hound, and a basset hound in this picture, and this is why I'm talking about this, and Jennifer brought it up, which was really cool, right? This dog will help you, and this mug will help you get in that space to release your emotions in a healthy, positive way. I'm not saying to piss on anybody's feet, okay? But I am saying that this will bring in that energy for you. So cool shit. Cool shit. And this is just another way that animals help us heal ourselves. And also, there are great examples in our lives for healing and with the energy that they bring in. Incredible, incredible high-end God beings, full of love. So incredible. Okay, so who goes next?
Well, it's about 9 o'clock, but I get two more for you. Do you want to do two more?
All right, we'll do two more. Jen has two more. Go ahead.
They're actually questions.
And okay, if you have a psychometry item and you want to bring it next week, you can do it. I'm okay. Okay, go ahead.
Margie Edmonds wants to know if
Hi, Margie.
if she will find the man of her dreams or soulmate.
Not right now. They're telling me that's not what you should be focusing on. It's like, I'm like, what the hell? That's exactly how they're saying it. They're like, you're not supposed to be focused on that right now. There's other things here that take more precedence. When you start going, and what they're saying is this is about priorities and having your stuff where it needs to be from love for you. They want me to tell you to get a notepad, sit down, write what it is that your dreams are. What do you want to do in 2022? What do you want to do with the new year? Who is Margie? What does she want to be? What does she want to do? What is your new thing, your new focus? What's not working for you? What's working for you? They're saying recalibrate. So they want you to recalibrate for the new year, finish up the old year stuff, recalibrate for the new year, really get in touch with who you are and what you want and what your dreams are for the new you, the new year, your new life, and into the future, right? This is what they're telling me is most important, because your soul is not having it. It's not like I'm telling you, oh no, you can't have a relationship. That's not what I'm saying here. I do feel like there'll be a man or a partner in the next 5 to 7 years. You can make that come in as quickly as 2 to 3. However, the longer you pine over here for this or want this and focus on this, the more you're going to get the things that you don't want, or you push it away. So what they're telling me is to tell you to work on you and focus on you to bring those things to you, but it has to be authentic from your heart for you, like your dreams, what you want to do with your life. So it will happen. You have the ability to make it come as quickly as possible, right, with love, energy, or God, but there are other things that must be taken care of first. And they're telling me, you know what they are, right? And they're not reprimanding you. They're just telling me best guidance from love, okay? Thanks. All right.
All right, Christina Foster, her sister
Good
friend.
night, Steve. Thank you.
Her sister friend just started dating a new man. And Christina feels like he's a bit off. She says that she's learned so much from you.
Great.
Yeah, that she can tell by his behaviors.
Bullshit.
And she thinks he's also dark and trying to steal her energy. She says she's trying hard to protect it, but she feels danger and darkness. What do you have to say? Can you give her any insight?
This is the sister's new man?
She said sister friend, so I'm assuming it's a friend that she considers like
her
a sister.
has a sister energy. Yeah. Okay. Thanks God for. Yeah, I don't know if I'm into that piece. Okay. All right, God. What's the God's honest truth here for Christina? Is that who it is?
Yes.
For Christina, and does she have the names of the people? Like the first names? I don't need to know the last names.
Okay.
For now, I don't, guided by spirit. So let me know what they are if you can.
Okay.
Just give me a first name. That helps. Just like everything else, just like the psychometry helps you get into the energy. Okay. What's the God's honest truth? Yeah, you're right on. But this is a journey for your sister, not you. So it's kind of like you be on standby. There's some stuff. There's a lot of healing work that needs to be done with this person. But universe is specifically kind of telling me to tell you very strongly that this is her journey, and boundaries are needed here, right? It's kind of like I can't walk in and help somebody unless they ask me to, right? I can't just go to the supermarket and start telling people that they should or shouldn't wear a mask or any kind of information that I get from God or universe from them unless they're asking me, because this is about boundaries, knowing what to say, when to say, how to say, what not to say. The best thing that you can do right now is be her friend and just be straight up and honest, but don't tell her 50 times, you tell her once and then you let it go. Because sometimes people are not ready to hear what you have to say, and when that happens, it's because there is a lesson, or I hate to use the word fucking lesson, it annoys the fuck out of me, so clear that out now, God. I like to use the word, what is the best word? Just give me the best word, please, from love. It's a journey, right? And this is so that she becomes her best self. And this is about self-love. And this is all part of her journey, right? If she asks you for guidance, you can surely give it to her. And you can say what you want to say and how you feel. Absolutely. But remember about boundaries. And you can be there and come from love with her with this. Did she send a name yet?
No.
Let me just see. God, what's the God's honest truth? Yeah, I'm getting he's not good. And I hate to say not good. People have a propensity, or there's always a possibility that people can change. But this is about a journey from lifetimes for her, about healing, so that she won't allow not good anymore, And we all go through this to some degree, variations of not good and variations of good, and what's acceptable energetically from love for all of us, So, is that we good for today?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, before I go, Mark, do you have anything you want to ask?
I mean, if we have time, I'll just take a couple minutes, see what you think's coming in for next year a little bit.
What time is it, Jen?
9:06.
Mark is extending the time tonight. I'm just messing with you. All right, what's the God's honest truth for Mark for 2022? New woman by springtime, by June, July.
Ooh.
Feels like it comes in. But it doesn't mean that it can't be the one that you want it to be or would like it to be right now. It just means that it is a new woman, which means new relationship. All right, means new space of God that you both will be in order for this to happen, whether it's the person you're thinking of or a new person into the future. Do you see? All right, and that's for you. But I'm what's coming in is I just had a gentleman who was like, I got to be with you, and you're my partner, and all this other shit. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not your partner, right? Because in the space of God that He is in, I can never be with somebody like that. Why? Because they don't honor me, they don't respect me. They're not coming from the purest form of love, right? They're not doing the things that need to happen, and they're stuck in old world relationship belief systems and ways that are non-conducive to the purest form of love. And it doesn't mean you have to be some kind of elitist love energy. That's not what I'm talking about. You just have to be authentically in your heart. So this is about you and her, whoever this is, right? That is your future partner. And it could be any of the people from your past, especially this last person that you were with. However, there has to be massive healing in these people to have the healthiest, best communication, relationship across the board. And it cannot be in the old spaces that you were in. But you really already know that. But this journey is coming into the future for you both. And you are already working on you. Do you know what I'm saying? And this person is too. So I feel like it'll be good things. This is crazy. I feel like by November, December of next year, this person who you choose to be with will be pregnant. Whoa. Yeah. They're talking about a family for you. Yeah. But this is about a man who gives a shit about his partner, who calls when he says, who thinks about her, or, you know, in this case, if it's a man and woman partnership, but it could be any kind of partner that anybody has, right? You have to come from love. This is about a person who authentically gives a shit about their partner. The guy who I want to be with, or who is the healthiest for any of us, or the partner who is the healthiest for any of us, is the one who gives a shit about what I'm doing authentically, right? I love you and I want you, and you're my partner, and I'm sincerely interested in what you do, not because, let's say, I love to sew, but because I love that you love this and I want you to be happy because I really do love you. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. And it can't be all about the me. You know what I mean? And I want to bring things for you and find out things for you, and vice versa. And when things don't work for us, we need to be able to talk about them and work with universe or work with love to change these things and work together, not only on ourselves separately, but on ourselves together and on our dreams, and talk about these things and listen to each other and do things together. So there's many things, and have a working, positive, healthy relationship with love energy or God all the time, because these are the relationships of the new world, because the old world will no longer stand in that space, because, you know, it's a higher vibration of love, right? So this is coming, all right? If you want this, right? And that's for all of us, right? In all our relationships, right? Okay, so you good with that?
Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
that was really cool. I do. I feel like you'll have 2 to 3 kids. Again, if you can, right? And this is the crazy shit that's going to be coming in the future. You're going to want a partner who is not vaxxed, and you're going to want a partner who doesn't, and you want to be sure of it. You know what I'm saying? You know, and this is, we're talking about like transfusions and things like this into the future. You want the cleanest person you could possibly be with, and you must be that as well. Does that make sense? If you want, not if you want to, it's not the only way, but it is the best way to ensure in these times, with all the bullshit that you cannot, even if you don't believe what I'm saying, and nobody does, right? It's the best way for you to ensure, given the circumstances, that they didn't really do any testing. They just said, you have to do this, and all this crazy shit with that, right? So why should you just believe these fucking people, right? You have to be wiser than that. Even if you don't believe what I say, look at the truth with God. Do you see what I'm saying? So, because there is coming in the future a great propensity for, people are getting sick. They're going to be a hell of a lot sicker. And then on top of that, right, we're going to have all kinds of children that are sick, deformed, nutritionally, at a deficit now. And I'm not talking about nutritionally out here. I'm talking because their system doesn't work right? So they can't digest food. Okay, this is creep, right? Learning disabilities, all kinds of stuff, right? But these are still human beings, right? So there's like, and it's not like it is happening. And I don't want to say, well, it's not like it's going to happen tomorrow, but the truth is it is happening, and it's happening now. You know what I mean? I just had, so I'm not telling you this to scare you. I'm telling you this because there's going to be, blood banks in the future, whether they're underground or in real life, where you're going to have to prove that you don't have a shot, right, through your blood, right? Do you see what I'm saying? And through all the other toxins that are out there, you want to be healthy as you can be, right? So there's going to be a whole different line. Everything has to change now because of what they have done and what has happened in a different way, right? But again, vitamins, minerals, herbs, taking care of you, what you eat, all these things are going to come into play into the future because, again, it's going to be like a variation of living like the boy in the plastic bubble from the movie in the 70s, or variations of AIDS type syndromes where your immune system is like crushed. Right? You can only live so long with a fucked up immune system. That's nature of God here in Earth world, right? Yeah. So, it's just like the other day on the Twitter feed, somebody was saying that their 12-year-old grandson ended up with the shingles. Little kids don't get shingles. Yeah. That's so fucked up, right? And then they said, well, the GP, the general practitioner, will not treat that because the kid is a kid or some other fucked up reason, right? But he's not treating it. How can you do that? And then she said that, well, 3 weeks ago, they got the shot. Isn't it incredible that they won't give him the medicine, the antiviral that he needs for the shingles, right? Through the traditional earth world medicine, right? But they gave him the shot 3 weeks ago. Do you think it's an accident that the kid has fucking shingles and he just got the shot? Are you kidding me? And then she went on to say in a later tweet, right, that this is like an epidemic that's happening. A lot of kids are getting shingles because of this. This is fucked up. I don't care if you believe me or not. I'm telling you the fucking truth. I don't have to prove to you what you can see in Earth world, regardless of what they show you on TV. You know what the truth is in your heart. You know. You don't know, you ask God. But this is something you don't want on your table. None of us do. And it's heartbreaking, right? But the more we work with God, the more highest heart selves, the more God has a plan and all new information and gifts and tools for all of this, right? Healing for all of this and change with all of this will come, right? But all of these things are in the cards of the collective. That's out there for us. So your best bet, and all of us, and this is why we do this show, right? Why? To help people from love, to teach people how to do what we do from love, right? Because that's the new world. It isn't about trusting your neighbor or your friend. This is about going to your heart first, right? And then go from there with God with the answers, or love with the answers. Do you see? So it's about being wise. Wisdom trumps everything. Okay? Yeah. All right, so thank you guys very much for coming. Hope you had a great show. I did. Merry Christmas again to everybody. Happy New Year. We'll see you next Sunday with our new reading event for next Sunday. And I got to find my little pen that works with my phone here. And let me see. I don't even know how to get close to get this done. Which one is it? Oh, I guess I hit the finish button. All right, thank you, everybody. See you guys next week. Love you. 7:15 next